Welcome back to another edition of the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. Thank you for being with us. Again, very easy for us to send the show to you every Wednesday at noon at TomTaylorSports.com. And, Coach, you took to the highway last week, took on Unicoi County, and let's face it, 35-0, you got them pretty good, and the Cyclones had a big night last Friday night.
Yeah, Tom, we got off to a great start. That's one of the things we preached, going in to play a 3A team in Irwin, a conference game, is just getting off to a good start, playing good. We held them to 3 plays and out, went right down the field and scored. We executed. We looked really sharp heading in that game.
Absolutely. Of course, we win 35-0 there. And we've talked about this before. You got to win your conference games. They're all important, but in your mind, which is more important, to win on the road or win those conference games at home?
Well, I think it's always challenging when you win a game on the road. Just a different environment. Getting away from a setting. Typically opposing teams play really good at home, try to make it a tough environment. So I think it's a tough challenge for us, especially the last 2 weeks we're at home, in our new stadium, a great environment for us, and then, being able to go on the road. So I think it's always a test, even when you got some guys banged up. We had Scotty Oliver out of the lineup, and so when you're not full board ready to go, and have all your arsenal, it's tough. So getting a big win on an away game against Unicoi was tough, and it was a challenge, and I liked how our guys came out and played.
Now, you were telling me before we went on air with the show that Unicoi County, even though they got shut out 35-0, you're seeing some progress at Unicoi County. You got some nice kids out there playing, and it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it was. They did a good job emphasizing stopping our run. They just didn't do a good job stopping our pass, and so I was glad to see our guys, be versatility and throwing the football. They held us under 90. They held us to 96 yards rushing, but we did a good job passing the football, almost over 300 yards. So just really glad that they got some good football players. They are better. They did a good job trying to load our box up or take away our run. I just like how our guys just made some adjustments, and we found a different way to win. And the last several years for us, we've had great tailbacks. We've had big offensive linemen. We've just turned it around to our stud Ethan Thomas. But really glad the way the last 2 weeks, you've seen a new dimension to our offense, being able to not be one-dimensional and throw the football. So we got some guys on the outside that have a chance to make some plays. Jalen Smith, Connor Johnson, Drew Bowers, Corey Russell are our guys that can really help us in the passing game.
How good is that passing game getting? Last week it was 12 for 13 for 188 yards. And this past Friday night, Hunter Tyree 15 for 22, or 15 out of 22, 278 yards and 3 touchdowns. And, obviously, Coach, goes out saying this kid's getting better every week.
Well, he did a good job completing some short passes, but we also had some down and distance issues. We 3rd and 7. We went for it twice on 4th down. He made 2 throws to get us the first down. He did a good job. We had a big conversion on a screen pass. And I just continue to like the way he spreads the football around. We had a big 4th and 3, a slant pass to Connor Johnson, which was our first touchdown. We came back, hit Jalen on another 4th down conversion to score. So, it's just good to see when you spread the football around, great things can happen. Our receivers are blocking for one another. We're throwing the ball down the middle. We're throwing it outside. We're throwing some fast screens. So really glad to see the progress he's made.
We'll take a quick break, come back and take a look at those highlights, too. Big win on the road, 35-0 at Unicoi County last Friday night. Come back with us as you're watching the Shawn Witten Coaches Show.
Trucks, 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 and more trucks. At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, we have Silverado trucks everywhere with discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP on select Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. 15 Spark, $10,995. 15 Sonic, $12,995. 15 Track, $17,995. 15 Equinox, $29,995. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where they leave you asking, how do they do that?
Whether lying on the beach, just working in your yard, or watching NASCAR racing this weekend in Bristol, your skin needs protection from the harmful effects of the sun. Blue Lizard Sunscreen delivers broad-spectrum SPF 30-plus protection that comes with smart bottle technology. Our bottle changes colors in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. It's the brand most recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Plus, it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Blue Lizard Sunscreen. We've got you covered. And welcome back to the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. We do this every week. Again, simply go to TomTaylorSports.com. It's a new show every Wednesday at noon. And Coach Witten's with us, and we love coming over and promoting the orange and black of the 6th-ranked Cyclones. Again, the rankings are out this week, and Elizabethton stays put at number 6 in the state of Tennessee. Coach will start the highlights. It got started early. Again, a 28-0 first half. The first touchdown was a pass from Tyree, the first of 3 on the night, to Bowers. Set this play up.
Well, it was our first series of the game, and we moved the ball down the field, and we got a good matchup with Drew. We threw a fast screen out there, got good blocks by Connor Johnson and Jalen Smith, and was able to capitalize off our first possession.
And so first touchdown, of course, Norby comes back with a point after. Then you come back with a touchdown again to Johnson, a thing of beauty, and a great pass by Tyree.
Well, it was a 4th and 4. You know, we really liked our matchup with Connor on a slant pass. We did a little play-action pass and was able to capitalize on that. That was big for us. And, you know, just be able to convert on a 4th down and then, you know, in a big situation like that and for Connor to really run a good route and get open, that was big for us.
Then Turner comes back with a 3-yard. This is, again, all still in the first half, a 3-yard touchdown plunge. Tell us about this one.
Well, we were able to move the ball down pretty good, you know, and then we got in our heavy set, our jumbo packers with our big hogs up front and just did a good job. You know, I really liked with Scotty Oliver out, we had a freshman, Chris Taylor, in there, number 34, leading the way. So it was good to see different guys step up and good to see Turner get in the end zone.
With the last name like Taylor, guys got to be good, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I couldn't let that one go. Again, big Chris Taylor and helping and the Hogs up front. When you watch the highlights, I mean, these guys are getting better. We talk about Tyree getting better, but the Hogs getting better every game too.
Well, they get more comfortable, you know, and then most time, you know, we're going to get more people in the box against us. That's why we've been able to capitalize on the pass the last 2 weeks. But our guys do a good job every week, and they get coached up pretty hard during the week, and they do a good job. And just different, you know, guys getting solid. You know, they're doing better pass protection, doing better run block, and doing better blitz pickup. And so just really excited to see, you know, for us continue to be a good football team. It all starts with those guys up front.
Absolutely. We're talking to Shawn Witten again, the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. We appreciate you being with us again, talking Cyclone football. Next touchdown was the pass, a 24-yarder, the third and final one of the night from Tyree, and this time he goes to Smith.
Well, it was a big play for us. We actually had a couple penalties on that play, and we were backed up, but it was just a big throw. Hunter just waited for Jalen to get across the middle, and then, you know, actually, it's beneficial to have a Jalen who's 6'2", you know, ball's kind of thrown pretty high. But, you know, Jalen's done a good job this year making some tough catches, some big catches for us, and you know, he's a big target, and he's a senior, so it was good to see Hunter waited for him to come across the middle and Jalen get it in the end zone.
Last highlight of the night, another touchdown by one of the Turner boys. Tell us about that.
Well, it was just a great job by Jacob. You know, we finished off a 17-play drive, you know, and came out the second half and really established our identity, and we did a good job mixing it up, running and pass. We got Jacob in there, and he did a good job. And then we had another fullback in there named Nestor Grubb, number 44, who helped us replace Scotty Oliver a little bit this week. So just good to see different guys step up and make plays for us.
So now 35-0 win. You had quick strikes, but you also had some sustained drives. So you had a little combination of both offensively.
Yeah, it was good. You know, it was good to see us. Once we got the pass going, we started to open things up for our run game. We continued to use all 4 of our tailbacks. We spread the football around. You know, we still been able to capitalize off some penalty situations and some down and distance that we got to continue to get better at. But all in all, it was a great effort. But I'm gonna tell you, when you got a good defense and you can stop the run and prevent the big plays, you know, you can have that aggressive mindset offensively.
The defense last Friday night, Unicoi County gets 104 yards of rushing the football, but the passing -2 for the whole night. So that gives you a total, obviously, of 102 yards of total offense. You hold a football team to 100 yards of offense, pretty good chance you're going to win the game.
Well, our defense gets better, and every week they play some, you know, it's a different task, it's a different challenge, and, you know, Unicoi had a good job of running the football and throwing it. We did a good job chasing Hensley around pretty good. They had a couple power sets they try to run at us, but, you know, it all starts with Preston Whitehead inside. He continues to get better as an inside linebacker. Our defensive front continues to get great effort. You know, Cameron Cujo Coleman, number 50, you know, leads our defensive line and does a good job. But I thought our secondary really continues to grow up. That's going to be a big thing for us headed down the road. Is just, can our secondary tackle well? Can they cover some man-to-man situations? But, you know, when your defense is playing pretty good, you can have an aggressive mindset. But we just Coach Og does a good job on our defense, and we're getting better on that side of the football.
Cyclones get a big win on the road, 35-0 in the conference. We'll take a break and come right back, and we'll go back out on the road for the final time as far as a non-conference opponent. This is non-conference week in Tennessee and the final one of the regular season. After this week, everything is conference down to the end of the season. Of course, playoffs really right around the corner. It's not that far away. So coming up next, we'll take a look at where we're heading, give you the schedule of the conference this week, also the standings, and talk about the opponent coming up next, a big, strong, fast Tennessee High team Friday night at the Stone Castle. Come back with us. We'll talk about it right here on the Shawn Witten Coaches Show.
Trucks, 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 and more trucks. At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, we have Silverado trucks everywhere with discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP on select Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. 15 Spark, $10,995. 15 Sonic, $12,995. 15 Track, $17,995. 15 Equinox, $29,995. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where they leave you asking, how do they do that?
Whether lying on the beach, just working in your yard, or watching NASCAR racing this weekend in Bristol, your skin needs protection from the harmful effects of the sun. Blue Lizard Sunscreen delivers broad-spectrum SPF 30-plus protection that comes with smart bottle technology. Our bottle changes colors in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. It's the brand most recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide, plus it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, we've got you covered. And welcome back to the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. We do this every week. Again, how do you find us? Very simple. Go to TomTaylorSports.com. We're there with a brand new show every Wednesday at noon. Our producer, Robert Kale, puts it up, and we say put it up on YouTube and put it up where you can go and retrieve it. And it's video and audio on demand. You can watch it, click it, go back and watch it over and over. You can, of course, link it and send it to somebody else to watch it if it's a Cyclone fan that somewhere all over the world. Like maybe a guy down in Dallas may want to watch this from time to time, so one just never knows. Let's go back and look at, again, the Mountain 8 Conference last week. Elizabethton, of course, beat Unicoi County 35-0. You had Chucky Doak with the big win over Johnson County. Pigeon Forge defeats West Green. And in a shootout, Northview Academy beat Claiborne 63-40. What is that, 103 points in that football game? So it's been some high-scoring affairs last week in conference. And, Coach, we make our last non-conference game, and it's a good one. No question, as you will go to the Stone Castle and play a very big, as you said, very physical and very talented Tennessee High team.
Well, Elizabethton and Tennessee High has had a great rivalry in the past, and we've been fortunate the last 2 years. This game's kind of pushed our season to the end there, and it just really been a big win for us. And unfortunately this year, we're last couple of years we've had an open week before them. We had a good chance to prepare for 2 weeks, but our kids are ready. We got a gauntlet task here the last 6 games, just to really to fight our way through it. Some big games. So you mentioned some high-scoring football teams. So, but this is a big one because of the physicality. The size. It kind of reminds you of our football team a year ago. A big running back, 218 pounds in the serve. Just the more carries he gets, the better he is. Both sides, offensively and defensive line of scrimmage, is going to be physical. Really a senior football bunch. I think they only can start one sophomore, and the quarterback's a sophomore as well. But just a big physical football team. Likes to run the football, plays good defense, and just got a chance to know Mike Mays the last couple of years. He works my brother's camp, but he's just a great guy, taking over Tennessee High program, really getting back to the nitty-gritty. And, I think I saw one interview after the game against Virginia High talking about their mentality is just they want to bloody the noses, So, I mean, he just they're gonna get after you. It's going to be a big football game, and I'm sure these seniors have it in the back of their mind that, we've beat them the last 2 years.
Let's take a look at their team. Of course, they're 4-1. They lost the first game to Dobbins-Bennett at 45-14, and since then they've beaten Sullivan South 34-21. They beat Morristown East 31-14. They defeated Virginia High in the VT game. The bragging rights of Bristol got them pretty good, 41-6. Last week, it turned back a pretty stubborn and pesky Daniel Boone team. So they're averaging right at 22 points a game, giving up 18, 4-1 of the season, and they're big, as you said. And of course, he mentioned Sir, this young man, Sir Shuff, S-H-U-F-F. He can tote the mail, and as you said, he gets stronger as the game goes on.
Well, they got some good guards up front that pull and block for him, but I tell you, Tom, they're just a good football team, and they're physical. I mean, they're big and they're strong, and this is kind of their year. I mean, they're in the same kind of situation we are. They lost to a 6A team in Dobbins Bennett like we did Johnson City. They thought that they played them pretty tight, and then, DB was able to run away with it. But, in the other games, Morristown East, South, they were just able to, just kind of get off to a good start. So it's going to be a good football game. It's going to be a big one for us, and we hope our fans will come out and support us over Stone Castle. It's always great to get a chance to play in a great stadium like that, a great atmosphere. So it's a big Week 5 game for us, and it could really set us up. We got the next couple weeks going to be tough for us. We got a big conference games in 2 weeks, and so our kids are excited for it. Every week it's a different challenge. Whether it's a conference challenge, it's a game that sets you up for the playoffs, but really for us, we're the 6th ranked team, and it's a big step in the right direction for us.
It all starts Friday night at 7:30. Of course, the mystique and nostalgia of one of the oldest stadiums in the country. It is on the National Register of Historic Places. We're talking about the legendary Stone Castle. They've revamped it, put the turf down. They've done some cosmetic changes to it. It's a really cool place to watch a football game, and I'm sure the Cyclone Nation will be there in full force.
Well, they better be, hopefully, and they always do. We got great friends. We got great support, going to the Stone Castle. But, there's something about this football team that I continue to like. I say it every week, but our guys have been up for the task each week. It's another challenge going on the road again for the 2 weeks in a row. But, every week we challenge our kids in a different way, and they've been able to respond, and that goes credit to our 9 seniors. Our quarterback continues to play well. Preston Whitehead, leader of our defense. Some young guys continue to step up and play big for us. Last 2 weeks we've been able to throw the football and kind of bring a dimension to our offense that we haven't had the last couple of years. And, we continue to have different guys step up and make plays. And, but I think the key for us is continue to play unselfish football offensively, spread the football around. But it's going to be a nitty-gritty task, and offensively and defensive lines of, the team that's the most physical on those 2 line of scrimmage is going to win the football game. And then, can we tackle Sir? Can we tackle him in the 4th quarter after he's got 21, 22 carries and that sort of thing. So it's going to be a tough ball game. It's a tough task. I like this bunch headed to the Stone Castle, and it's going to be a great ball game.
He says this every week. He likes this bunch, and I got to think, he may not admit to this, but I think this football team mirrors the head football coach, kind of tough and gritty and never quits. And this team continues to surprise you every week, and you really have I wouldn't say bought into it. You really do love these kids, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a special group, and they've been able to, overcome some adversity, losing our running back 2 weeks before the season started. We're a young football team playing. We start 2 freshmen, and, then you've got a quarterback that's been in the system but hasn't played. It's kind of waited his turn. And then, you got a number of sophomores. You got a sophomore in Chandler Mullins that anchors our offensive line at the center position. Cameron Coleman anchors our defensive line as a sophomore defensive end. You got Preston Whitehead that moves from outside linebacker to inside linebacker. So you got just a new ball club. A lot of fresh faces. Kind of get thrown in the fire. Garrett Jennings, who's a 6'5", 240 tight end, but he's still a freshman. He's still 14 years old out there. In some critical situations. So we got a new kicker. So just a lot goes into building and molding a football team. But we're blessed to be at Elizabethton. We're blessed to have great kids, and that's what it's about. When you got good kids and they work hard, good things can happen.
We got great coaches too. Coach, I know it's going to be a big game on Friday night. Cyclone Nation be up there rocking the house of Stone Castle. We'll come back next week and talk about that one, and of course get ready for a big conference showdown in 2 weeks when Pigeon Forge comes to town. So we'll talk about that then. And hey, good luck to you and go Cyclones.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
I like this guy a lot. He is class. That'll do it. Again, new show every Wednesday at noon. Check us out again. Simply go to TomTaylorSports.com and check out, again, as always, we tell you proudly, the 6th-ranked Elizabethton Cyclones and the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. For Robert Keller, producer, and also for Coach Witten, this is Tom Taylor telling you again, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. See you next week, and thanks for watching the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. So long, everybody.